Most people think improving their metabolism has to be hard. They think they need a strict diet, a tough workout plan, a cabinet full of supplements, or some big life change that feels almost impossible to keep. But what if one of the most useful things you could do was much simpler? What if the first 10 minutes after you get out of bed could affect how your body handles blood sugar, cravings, energy, and even focus for the rest of the day? That sounds almost too simple, and that is exactly why most people ignore it. We are talking about a short, easy walk right after waking up. Not a workout, not a fat-burning challenge, not a punishment for what you ate yesterday. Just walking. Slow, steady, calm walking. The kind of walk you can do around the block, down the driveway, through your neighborhood, or even inside your home if the weather is bad. The real power is not in how many calories you burn during those 10 minutes. That is where many people get it wrong. This walk is not about burning off breakfast before you even eat it. It is not about sweating. It is not about proving how disciplined you are. It is about sending your body an early message, a message that says, the day has started, energy can move, the body can use what is already available. And once you understand that, this small habit starts to look very different. Because the most important thing may not be what your body burns during that walk. The real question is this: what message is your body receiving in those first few minutes after you wake up? Most people do not take light walking seriously. And honestly, it makes sense. We live in a world where exercise is usually judged by how hard it looks. If you are sweating, it must be working. If your heart is pounding, it must be better. If you feel exhausted afterward, then you must have done something right. So when someone says, just walk slowly for 10 minutes, it almost sounds too easy to matter. It does not look impressive. It does not feel intense. It does not give you that dramatic, I crushed my workout feeling. So people brush it off. Many older adults do this too. They may think, if I cannot work out hard, then maybe it is not worth doing at all. But that is not the point here. This is not saying that light walking replaces every other kind of exercise. It does not. The point is different. Sometimes a gentle action, done at the right time, can send the body a very useful signal, and that matters, especially in the morning. A calm walk, right after waking, is not trying to beat your body down. It is not trying to force results. It is trying to work with your body. That is why this habit is easy to miss. It does not feel powerful on the outside, but inside the body, timing can matter more than intensity. And in this case, the real strength is not how hard you walk. It is when you walk. When you wake up in the morning, your body is not starting from zero. A lot has already happened before your feet even touch the floor. Your body has been preparing you to wake up. Cortisol naturally rises in the morning. That is not always a bad thing. In the right amount, it helps you feel alert. It helps you get moving. It tells your body, it is time to start the day. At the same time, your liver begins releasing glucose into your blood. That glucose is there to give energy to your brain and your muscles. Your body is trying to make sure you are not waking up empty. And insulin is still relatively low, so this creates a special morning state. Your body has energy available, but it has not fully shifted into storage mode yet. A simple way to picture it is this: your body is like a car that has already been started. The engine is on, the fuel is ready, the system is waiting. Now the question is, what happens next? Do you sit still for a long time while that energy just waits around, or do you start moving gently and give your body a reason to use it? That is where the 10-minute walk comes in. You are not trying to push hard. You are not trying to burn yourself out first thing in the morning. You are simply giving your body a clear signal at a time when it is already listening. That is why the first 10 minutes of the day may matter more than most people think. There is a short window in the morning that most people never think about. Right after you wake up, your body is in a very different state than it is later in the day. Cortisol is naturally rising. Your liver has already started releasing glucose into your blood, and insulin is still relatively low. That means your body is not fully in storage mode yet. It is more like your body has put energy on the table and is waiting to see what you do with it. Now, if you wake up and sit for a long time, that glucose is still there. It is waiting to be handled later, especially once food comes in. But if you start moving gently, your muscles get involved right away. They begin using some of that available energy, not because you are exercising hard, not because you are burning a huge number of calories, but because movement tells the body, we need this fuel now. That is the part many people miss. This morning state does not last all day. It is a special moment after waking up, when your body is already leaning toward using energy. So, a short walk at that time can mean more than the same short walk at a random time later. You are meeting your body when it is ready to listen. And here is where it gets even more interesting. Your muscles have a way to pull sugar out of the blood that many people have never heard about. Most of us hear about insulin when people talk about blood sugar. And the simple idea is this. Insulin acts like a key. It helps unlock the door so glucose can leave the blood and enter the cells. That is important. But insulin is not the only way your muscles can take in glucose. When your muscles contract, another pathway can open up. This involves something called GLUT4. You do not need to remember the technical name. Just think of it like a back door. When you move your muscles, even gently, that back door can help pull glucose from the bloodstream into the muscle tissue. That is why a slow walk still matters. You do not have to run. You do not have to climb a hill. You do not have to turn your morning into a workout. Each step is enough to wake up your muscles. Each step is like a small reminder saying, use some of this energy that is already moving through the blood. That is what makes the morning walk different. You are not forcing your body. You are giving it a simple job at the right time. And when this signal happens early, before the day gets busy and before food fully enters the picture, it may help your body handle the next meal in a better way. That is where breakfast comes in. Now, this does not mean a morning walk gives you permission to eat anything you want. It does not replace a healthy breakfast, and it is not a cure for diabetes or blood sugar problems. But it may help your body get ready for food. Think of it this way. If your muscles have already started using glucose before breakfast, they may be more prepared to take in fuel when you eat. Your body is not sitting there cold and still. It has already received the message that energy should move. So when breakfast comes in, the rise in blood sugar may be smoother for some people. Not perfect, not guaranteed, but potentially more controlled. And that matters. Because many people start the morning in a rush. They wake up, sit, drink coffee, eat something quick, and then wonder why they crash later. A short walk changes the order. It gives your body a few minutes to wake up from the inside first. Your muscles get involved. Your circulation picks up. Your system starts handling energy before the first bite. That is why this habit does not end when the walk ends. Those 10 minutes may set the tone for what happens next. After your muscles use some glucose, something important can happen. They may respond better to insulin later. That matters because insulin is one of the main signals your body uses to manage blood sugar after you eat. When your muscles are stiff, inactive, and not asking for energy, your body may need to work harder to move glucose out of the blood. But after a short walk, your muscles have already started doing their job. They have already said, we can use some fuel. So, when you eat breakfast later, your body may not have to push as hard to handle that same meal. This does not mean your body suddenly burns fat all day. That would be too simple. But it may help shift your body in a better direction. Less pressure, better fuel handling. A calmer response after food. And when insulin stays more balanced, your body may have an easier time using stored energy between meals instead of constantly asking for more quick fuel. That is why this little walk can feel bigger than it looks. You are not forcing weight loss. You are helping your body become more willing to use energy in a steady way. But stable energy is not only about blood sugar. It also has a lot to do with cortisol. A lot of people hear the word cortisol and think it is always bad. But that is not true. You need cortisol in the morning. It helps wake you up. It helps your brain turn on. It helps you feel alert enough to start the day. The problem is not cortisol itself. The problem is when it gets pushed too high, too fast, or stays high for too long. That is where the morning walk can help. A slow, calm walk does not slam your body with stress. It does not tell your nervous system, we are under attack. It tells your body, we are awake. We are moving. Everything is okay. That is a very different message. Now compare that with waking up, drinking a giant coffee right away, checking stressful news, and jumping into a hard workout. For some people, that is too much too soon. The body may feel wired, but not truly steady. A gentle walk is different. It gives you alertness, without forcing your system into panic mode. You still wake up. You still feel clear, but your body does not have to fight its way into the day. And when cortisol is calmer, something else may improve too: your cravings. One of the quiet benefits of walking in the morning is that hunger may feel different later, not gone, just calmer. Some people notice they are not as desperate for bread, sweets, cereal, cookies, or something quick by lunchtime. And that is not because they suddenly became more disciplined. It is not about willpower. It is chemistry. When blood sugar is steadier, the body does not scream for fast fuel as often. When insulin signaling works better, hunger can feel more normal, more like, I am ready to eat, not, I need something right now. That difference matters, especially after 60, because when energy crashes hit, most people do not reach for salmon and salad. They reach for crackers, sweet coffee, a muffin, toast, something easy. And there is nothing wrong with being human. But if your morning routine can help reduce those urgent cravings, eating better becomes a little easier. You are not fighting yourself all day. You are working with your body from the start. That is the real value of this habit. And when your energy is steadier, your mind may feel clearer too. A short morning walk can also help your mind feel clearer. Not in a dramatic way. You may not feel a big rush. You may not feel excited. You may not feel like you just drank a giant cup of coffee. And that is actually the point. This kind of walk is not about forcing your body to wake up with pressure. It is more gentle than that. When you move, blood flow improves. Your brain gets a little more circulation. Your body starts sending small signals that support focus and alertness. But it does not feel like being wired. It feels calmer, like your head is a little lighter, like your thoughts are easier to organize, like you are not dragging yourself into the morning. That matters, especially as we get older. A lot of people start the day by sitting, scrolling, drinking coffee, and rushing straight into stress. Then they wonder why they feel foggy by mid-morning. A slow walk changes the mood of the morning. You step outside, you breathe, you move your legs, you let your body wake up before the noise of the day takes over. Then, breakfast feels different. Reading the paper feels different. Even simple tasks can feel a little easier. This is not just one benefit. It is part of a bigger chain reaction. Here is the part that makes this habit so interesting. Your blood sugar, insulin, cortisol, hunger, focus, and body clock are not separate things. They all talk to each other. So when you walk for 10 minutes after waking up, you are not only moving your legs, you are sending a signal to the whole system. Your muscles start using glucose. Your body may handle insulin better. Cortisol may stay more balanced. Hunger may feel calmer later. Your mind may feel clearer. Your internal clock gets the message that the day has started. That is why this small habit can feel bigger than it looks. You walk for 10 minutes, but your body may handle food, energy, and cravings differently for hours afterward. That is the key. The walk ends, but the message continues. It is like setting the tone for the day before the day gets complicated. And for many people over 60, that is powerful, because the goal is not to beat the body down. The goal is to help the body work a little smoother. Less chaos, less chasing energy, less fighting cravings, more steady control. But there is one problem. A lot of people take this simple habit and accidentally ruin the signal. The biggest mistake is trying to make this walk too hard. People hear that walking helps, and then they think, well, harder must be better. So they turn it into a fast power walk, or they start jogging, or they climb steep hills, or they add ankle weights, or they wear a heavy vest. But that changes the whole purpose. This morning walk is not supposed to be a stress test. It is supposed to be a calm signal. You are telling your body, the day has started. Energy can move. We are okay. But when you push too hard, the message can change. Now the body may hear, something stressful is happening. We need to react. That is not the same thing. Another mistake is drinking a lot of caffeine right away and then walking. A little coffee may be fine for some people, but a large coffee first thing, especially before food, can make the body feel more stressed. Then the walk becomes part of a stimulation stack. Caffeine, movement, a busy mind. Maybe stressful news on the phone. That is a lot before the day has even started. Another mistake is treating the walk like a fat loss workout. Then people start asking, how many calories did I burn? And when the number looks small, they quit. But that misses the point. This walk is not about burning a big number of calories. It is about preparing your body to handle energy better. One more mistake is using the walk as an excuse to undereat. Some people think, I walked this morning, so maybe I should skip breakfast too. But this habit is not about punishment. It is not about starving your body. It is about helping your metabolism wake up in a steady way. So keep it simple. Walk lightly. Stay relaxed. Do not rush. Do not turn it into a competition. If you want this habit to work, you have to protect what makes it powerful, its simplicity. Here is the simple way to try this. For the next 7 days, when you wake up, take a 10-minute walk. That is it. Do not overthink it. You do not need to count calories. You do not need to check your weight every morning. You do not need to walk faster each day. You do not need to turn it into a challenge. Just walk. Walk around your neighborhood if you can. Walk in your yard. Walk down the sidewalk. Walk through the hallway. Walk around your home if the weather is bad. The goal is not speed. The goal is rhythm. Easy steps, steady breathing, a calm start. You should feel like your body is waking up, not like you are punishing it. And for 7 days, pay attention to a few things. How is your energy in the morning? Do you feel more steady before lunch? Are your cravings a little calmer? Is your focus a little clearer? Do you feel less rushed inside your own body? That is what you are looking for. This is not a full life makeover. It is a small experiment. And sometimes, small experiments teach you more than big plans. So after 7 days, do not only look at the scale, look at your body's signals. So here is the main idea. A 10-minute walk after waking up is not magic. It is not a quick fat loss trick. It is not a cure for blood sugar problems. It does not replace healthy food, good sleep, medication, or advice from your doctor. But it can be a simple way to send your body the right signal at the right time. And that matters. Because your body does not always need to be pushed harder. Sometimes it needs a steady rhythm, a calm start, a little movement, a clear message that the day has begun and energy can move. That is what this morning walk can do. It helps you work with your body instead of fighting against it. And if you are over 60, this may be one of the easiest habits to test. No gym, no equipment, no complicated plan. Just 10 quiet minutes after you wake up. Try it for 7 days. Do not chase perfection. Do not judge it too quickly. Just notice your energy, your cravings, your focus, and how your body feels during the day. If this kind of simple health information is helpful, subscribe to Hidden Organ Secrets for more easy tips made for older adults. And leave a comment below with the words morning walk if you want to start trying this tomorrow. Thank you for watching.